Booyashata. Today is
March 26, 2020. Welcome to episode 7.
7 episodes. We started a week ago.
We did.
Wow.
Goes pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Does go by fast.
So let's check in on our mood meter. I guess I'm calm for right now, so that would be in the green quadrant. Say that 10 times fast. Okay. Some fun facts this morning. Speaking of green, I guess I subconsciously chose that.
Thank
it
you,
is National
Wawa.
Spinach Day and also Epilepsy Awareness Day.
What a combination. Please tell me that eating a lot of spinach prevents epilepsy. Is that why they did that?
We're going to see if there's a correlation there, Joe.
Folks, you heard it from this show. Eat a lot of spinach and you won't get epilepsy. It's been proven.
Mr. Popeye.
There you
You
go.
look like olive oil today.
Oh, you do look
I
like
kind
olive
of
oil. Have
do.
you ever been here for Halloween?
No, but I was just thinking that about 5 minutes ago before we started the show. Maybe
And I
that'll
have-
be our next.
I have hair like Popeye. My hair is a lot like
I just have to
Popeye's.
do this.
Mhm.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Well, there you go.
Right?
I'll tell you what, I bet throughout this whole virus, nobody has been thinking about Popeye, but now you remember, hey, what about Popeye? Back in the 50s, the cartoons, they didn't have such things.
No.
Such shutdowns of the entire country, the entire economy. It is almost like a war, but I was thinking, thank God it's not a war. You know, we could come together like a war effort without it actually being a war. So if you had to pick one of the two, and like I tend to be saying a lot lately, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't turn into a war. But if you want to rally the world behind something, this is certainly better than two nations colliding.
Right, I just thought of two songs. It's like war. What is it good
I thought of the
for?
song from
Absolutely
Rocky,
nothing. Say
Two
it
hosts
again.
collide, rival nations. It's a past, waiting deep in our station.
I also
Maybe
thought,
rehearse against dawn.
knock on wood. You better knock on wood, baby.
Yeah. Who sings that?
Well, the cover was remade by Amy Stewart.
Don't,
So that's
don't
the,
know her.
On wood. Yeah, I like that one.
Cool. Any health tips?
Yes, actually, that brings us to our health segment for today, nutrition, brought to you by Standard Process. Today's supplement feature is multizyme, and this is helping with the digestion. And because, as I mentioned, I think on a previous episode, I do not have a gallbladder or an appendix, so this really helps my body process the enzymes that need to be broken down just a little bit more.
I never
So,
thought of that.
Once again,
But just wait, don't they say you don't need your appendix anyway? So
well, I did a 2-for-1 deal. So those of you who know me, I said if you're going in there, you're going to take that gallbladder and the appendix because I'm not having this done.
what does your gallbladder do?
That eliminates processes all the fats and then it goes through the liver. Am I correct? I'm not a medical expert. I just, see, not giving advice. But
Well,
I knew mine
I'm
only
going to be
functioned at a 9%.
cynical, critical, skeptical man and say you don't know, but yet you're taking that thing.
Well, you could be the skeptic on this. However, my nutrition response testing specialist has graciously explained to me why my body needs this. And it's pretty apparent. If you ever had the testing done, you would understand. It's muscle testing, and this helps your digestion and your body break down, in those, are they the ducts? I don't know. Anybody in the medical
There you
field,
go.
feel free.
It helps your body to break down. All right. No, I'm being a jerk, but I do want to say this is going to be a big thing. I'm sure we'll see a lot about it on Facebook. It will divide America as easily as anything else. But one of the things the Republicans have been saying is when people get these checks, they don't want low-wage workers to get more money than they'd even be getting anyway from a job. So people are going to fight about that. Because it's like, well, they could be getting even more than they would be making if they still were working. Some people say, well, what's wrong with that?
Where did this amount
Do
come
you
from?
hate the poor? Do you hate the low-wage workers?
Where did this amount come from, anyway?
Well, it seems like it was just the 1,200 kind of flat rate, but then you get a little extra if you're on unemployment or disability. But this would be like, suppose you were a minimum wage worker and now you're going to be making more money because of this virus than you even would. And I could see, I mean, I don't want to choose sides, especially on this one, because somebody's bound to hate me. But I could see somebody's point in why would you want to give people the mindset of, oh, now I'm making even more money not working and by having this virus than if I had to get up every day, wake up to an alarm, and
you know what?
do
on the
whatever.
flip side of that, maybe people are thinking, this is a break for a change. Think about the people who are outside of the typical 9 to 5, or people that are working in the factories, or longer than the typical 8-hour days. Maybe they want a break too. I like I was mentioning on an earlier episode, people just want to take a step back. And one of the things that I'm working on right now is revamping my daily schedule. I mean, kind of crazy.
It does give you time to reassess everything and think about what you've been doing in life and what you're going to do going forward, how soon we can get back. The big thing for me I mentioned earlier is I don't know when the next time I'm going to be able to use heavy weights and work out, and that's frustrating for me because I'm so used to it.
But we are so blessed.
Am I going to wither away?
We do have some friends out there who are putting some videos, professional dancers and that. So I think that you're going to be, pretty well
yes, and
versed in doing it at home.
A lot of people are clearly turning to social media as if it wasn't already a thing of the times, but now you see people showing their talent, showcasing what they can do, because it does give you that sense of community while you're distancing. So, I mean, that could be a good thing. I mean, it's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
we weren't doing this show before, but I hope we continue it.
It was always a thought for us, so we're kind of happy that now it's in kind of full force almost, and we're working on different components for this, and we'll upload this hopefully into podcast pretty soon. And
well, wouldn't that just be the same thing, but you only get the audio?
Right, but depending on this goes back to
but
another
I mean, we could put it on
theory.
TuneIn. We could put it on Spotify. If
This
that's what
goes
you were
back
getting
into
at.
my theory. Education. Those of us who are auditory learners, or those visual. And I'm both. So I prefer both. So
there's something to say. I like that because I was just thinking.
Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligence.
When I prepare for the show, sometimes I will watch CNN or Fox or BBC, and sometimes I'll just listen. And it changes day by day with, do you want to be seeing the visual? Would you rather just be hearing something? There's times when I'd rather just hear something. And there's times when the visual will give you a better idea.
But I could go back again, to that mood meter. It probably depends on what kind of mood you're in at that point in time in the moment.
And a lot of times the news gets annoying, and I wanted to point this out too, because I hope I'm not the only one.
Because it's fake news.
Well, no, I'm not that. This is actually the one thing that wouldn't be fake. I'm talking about when they put real life people on who you could tell are nervous to be on TV because they're the victims of something or their parents are sick. That is such uncomfortable television. I hate it when CNN does that, when Fox does that, when they go to regular people. And I guess their thought is, here's the ideas from just an average person, not a celebrity, not somebody who's on TV. But it makes me extremely uncomfortable when you could tell that the anchor is like trying to get something out of them and they don't really want to talk. I change the channel when that happens. I would just like the facts. That's why I've liked Bloomberg lately, not The Man. Well, The Man is okay too. But Bloomberg, the news station, BBC is pretty good. I don't like that awkward man on the street type deal. If it's comedy, that's a different situation, but I don't want to get my news that way. So that's just my opinion.
Parents, we're checking in with you. How is it going during this week? Being on your own, teaching your kids. We want to check in with you. And once again, we've been getting a lot of emails back thanking us for doing this and thanking me for sending the email, for checking on you. So I just want to thank you all for your love and support, because we are enjoying this and we are making this a part of our day. So as we mentioned in the previous episode, we're trying to do this, I guess, at this time daily, if schedules allow, for now.
Yes. Yeah, daily would be great. Even if it can't happen daily, it might be a better show if it doesn't happen daily.
For now, we at least have 7 episodes.
Saturday should be an always thing for sure.
Why is that, Joe?
Well, because it's Saturday. You recap the week and people have time to watch the show. Internet traffic has been slow, you've probably noticed, and that should be no surprise. Everybody's online, everybody's got to do something to kill time. So people all over the country are reporting slow internet traffic. This is interesting. The government's going to have to do something about people with that entrepreneurial spirit, people that want that money made. There's a lot of unauthorized testing kits being developed, so that should actually be no surprise either. There's always somebody looking to take advantage of a situation. And I mean, look, if the kits work, that's great. Then they're not only taking advantage, they're providing something people need. But there are a lot of unauthorized, meaning the government did not approve of, corona testing kits that people are putting out. And that's interesting, because who knows what will happen. It reminds me of the days before, like, the government regulated the FDA, which you brought up the other day. People would sell tampered meat, they'd sell diseased foods, and what could you do? It's just,
it's all conspiracy, though.
You gotta crack down. It's not a conspiracy at all.
I don't know.
Another
thing, opinion on that.
There's also some fears that when the government is giving these small business loans, that in the fine print they might get some equity in these small businesses. So it's not all blank and rose. It's not all sunshine and roses, because they're in some of this fine print. The government might be giving the loan and getting a little share of that small business, which would so that's more so conspiracy of government getting their hands involved and gobbling up the wealth. Well, that's maybe what they're doing.
Yeah, not so sure of that, but once again, we like to give our kudos to the mask makers out there. Yeah. It's flooding our timelines on Facebook, so we're very appreciative. Some of our valued family members have been contributing to society in that way.
Yes. New York has, I don't even know if it's New York City or New York State, but either way, they have 40,000 volunteers ready to say, hey, when you do run out of these, when you need a hand, we're ready to help. And I know England has something like 500,000 people ready to step up. They obviously have a great culture of the health service. So that's good. It does bring out the best in a lot of people.
Speaking of which, the quote of the day here, you must be the change you wish to see in the world.
That's a great quote.
By Gandhi.
Yeah. I've even applied that with myself and noticed, like, you think of things you don't like and why is this way? But if you change your acting accordingly, you'll kind of forget that it even is that way, because you're only living out how you act, and you'll actually perceive the world with this new good thing that you took on, or this new attitude.
And I'm actually writing daily the pros from this whole coronavirus pandemic and how my life has changed, and we could look back at a further date when this is all over and things somewhat...
It will be a historical moment.
Go back to normalcy.
On the last day of school, the kids, it was kind of like I won't say free day, a makeup day, and they definitely had enough they needed to make up to get a good grade at the end of the third quarter, aka possibly the final quarter. But there were some corona activities, and we didn't know the seriousness of it back then. I said, we'll look back on this, it'll be historical. And it was kind of that thing of, will it be?
And it definitely, most definitely.
I don't even know if I'm going to see those kids again.
And our hearts
in the
go
fourth
out to
quarter.
The seniors.
Oh, yeah.
You just want to mention that.
I know, but that reminds me of something that here's her first shout out, my Aunt Wilma, back in Northeast PA. Had a very good thing on Facebook about seniors sad about missing their prom, missing their whatever. And she goes, but I can't forget about that big senior event back in the late 1960s of the class trip to Vietnam. So put things in perspective. And I heard somebody else also say, I want to give him credit, but I forget who said it. When things do get back to normal, parents band together, PTA, throw them a special prom anyway. I mean, it will be delayed. It'll be more meaningful.
Right.
And they'll look back in 30 years and think, well, we had a historic prom. So
yep,
there's
it's all
always
about
solutions.
perspective. There's always something to be grateful for, and thankful for. And, being mindful. Once again, thinking about others.
Yes.
And how you could positively contribute to society. And anything else today?
Doctors are writing wills, so to the health workers, you are amazing. You have doctors, and I'm sure nurses are doing it too. Probably as young as me, if not younger, writing wills just in case things are to happen. And they go to work every day knowing that that's a possibility. I can't even relate to that mindset. It is incredible, especially in these. It would be incredible either way, but in these times, especially incredible. So there's that. Fauci says this could be cyclical, so it could be coming back year after year, and that's likely to happen with any virus, but hopefully it will decrease over time, and we'll know how to deal with it. Anything else?
No, I think we covered a lot today. So we're going to wrap this up, and we thank you so much for tuning in today.
I made a shorter rap song and put it on Facebook. I'm starting to make shorter songs where I don't give you the whole thing, but just maybe the best verse. And so check that out today. I think it's really good. And I'll probably start making more like 30 to 1 minute clips because, the pacing is important. The time it takes you to watch it is important. And that's probably a good segue for wrapping it up.
Marketing. Yeah, and today actually I'll be working with, thank God for technology. I'm going to give a shout out to Danny DeMelfi. He's my musical genius, lifelong friend.
Yes.
I'll be
very nice guy
working
too.
with him in a little bit, trying to finish up some of my original songs for my next album. Hint, hint. So, pretty excited.
I might go to Wawa today. And thank you, Sir Kensington. I'll probably use Sir Kensington's Chipotle mayonnaise as well. As always, thank you for supporting the show. And at the 17-minute mark, we shall wrap it up.
Have a great day. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.